Good evening, and welcome to the premiere episode of The One of One here on the Sports Insanity Network. I am your host and baseball card expert, Mark Oldovsky Halpern, but also in the baseball card world, a nickname that was given to me a long time ago, which still stands, the Knish that was given to me by Teddy KGB. No, not John Malkovich, the true Teddy KGB. You know who you are. And that name goes around in card shows all over the place. What is baseball cards today compared to what they once were? A whole different animal. And that's what the show is going to talk about. We're going to be talking about the history of cards. We're going to be talking about today's cards, what it was like, you know, cards back then. No one ever expected, thought that a 52 tops Mickey Mantle that a kid put in his bicycle spokes would be worth millions of dollars today. But then there were people who did think that and were smart. But that's going to be on one of our subjects on the show, will be the history of cards. Why is the show called The One of One? Well, in the card world, a one of one, what it used to mean back in the early 2000s, was a specialized card, was a specialized printing that said on the back 1/1. And if you thought getting an autograph card back in the original days when they first started coming out was hard, this was even more complicated. You know, we can even say they started going back as early as 1998, 99, you know, the first one of ones really. And those were found not every case, not every 2 case. If you were lucky, every 50 cases, you would pull a one of one. One of ones from then are not what one of ones are like now, because one of ones are more common. They're more elaborate. But the one of one is exactly what it sounds. It is a rarity. And that's what this sport card show is going to be. It's going to be a rarity show. I'm going to talk to you about stuff that card collectors don't give out secrets. We don't. But I'm going to show you how to look at certain things, how to know if you're getting the right stuff, where to go to buy your cards, states you live in. We're going to be talking about all aspects of the baseball card industry, pardon me, in the baseball card industry, especially the new land of breaking. And we will be getting into that on its own show. Breaking is become the best way for a lot of people to collect cards and get players they want, or like a lot of us do, gamble and take a shot at getting that rare autograph that can be worth 50 grand in 2 years. It can happen. My knowledge is not just in modern day sports cards. My knowledge goes all the way back to when cards first existed back in 1896, when quote unquote the first cards were ever thought to have come into existence. I'm going to have a lot of guests on my show. I got card dealers from across the country to around the world who are interested. I have members of our SIN, which is the Sports Insanity Network, who will be joining me on special weeks. Jeff Knapp, who is an avid card collector, will be joining me and talking about cards. We're going to have acquaintances of mine who I know in the card world who are going to come on and give us insight on what's going on and what do they think is going to happen with this set or that set. We're also going to have, hopefully, a couple of big CEOs who I've been in contact with. I can't promise and I can't announce who they are right now because they haven't said yes. I'm hoping to get them on the show. I have been doing this as a card dealer, buying and selling cards for 31 years. Okay? That sounds like a long time. In this card day and age, it's not. Okay? Cards, really, I would say you want to talk about collecting when it started. 1989, to me, is when the card industry exploded. It started up again. You know, 89, the special year, Upper Deck, the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. You know, you were guaranteed, if you were lucky, the back half in the left corner, about 3 packs down, you can find a Griffey rookie. Trust me, that was figured out not just by me, about card dealers all over the country. So if you ever wonder why, if you ever found an open box and you never pulled a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, it's because people knew where they were. Cards then evolved and they got more and more interesting with the adding of inserts. What's insert? A specialized card for a different type of set. And then Upper Deck did the unthinkable by inserting the first piece of game used jersey and cards for Ken Griffey Jr., Ray Ordonez, which is still the only one I don't understand, and Nolan Ryan were the first three ever to have a jersey card. And then the market took a turn upward. Cards were starting to become limited numbered. There were card sets you could get, cards that were to 150 that you still can get today. But the cards back then from number to 150 are 700 times more valuable than the cards that are numbered like that today due to the frailty and grading prospects. But one of ones. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to show you an example. Now, I've diehard Mets fan, so usually if I find a good break with a good group, I will buy the Mets. And like usual, Top Notch Sports, Anthony Laparo and Justin Valentini produced me one of my collectibles that I love. Is a one of one. Okay, for all of you can see on the back, right at the top, it says one of one. Now, this is a printing plate used to make the card. Here, there are four of them, four in the world. One yellow, magenta, blue, and black. Okay. People are now saying in their mind, wait a second, why is it a one of one if there are four of them? It's a very good question. Four printing plates make up one card. Each card is its own. Now, there are plenty of one-of-ones out there now. One-of-ones with, beyond game use patches to game use cleats to bat knobs to bat nameplates. Dare I say it, the NBA logoman chasers. One-of-ones are not, are amazing to get today. Don't get me wrong. To get a one-of-one is still great. But a one-of-one isn't as special today as they were, in my opinion, because the rarity of getting them back then was almost impossible. When I used to set up on the East Coast in Westchester County at the White Plains County Center, or when I used to go to the Nationals, I had cases of one-of-ones, and not always by breaking and pulling them. I bought them. Not everyone knew what they had. When you were at a card show back when the first one-of-ones came out, $1,800 for a card that was just literally 1/1. People were like, are you kidding me? I had the Ivan Rodriguez Fleer 101 purple 101. I had that in the case. But then that was amazing. What was even better? Ichiro Suzuki made an appearance. I pulled the Fleer 1/1, the Fleer Mystique. Now, Fleer being one of the greatest card companies in the world, unfortunately, during the card wars, was a sufferer and lost. But the Fleer Mystique Ichiro 1/1, I remember having it at the East Coast National, and a bidding war went on for it. Back then, you could command a price for one-of-ones and get it. Today, most one-on-ones are found on eBay, unfortunately. You'll find a lot of them at shows, but a lot of people go right to eBay. Is eBay a safe place to sell your cards? Well, you're going to have to tune into an episode on buying and selling to find out. Breakers. I mentioned it. You know what? I'm going to mention it a little bit more. And I mentioned the company, so I'm going to use them as an example. Top Notch Sports Cards, owned by Anthony Laparo, and Breakers Justin Valentini, who's out there now. Congratulations on your move out. Our direct accounts, they put up breaks on their site. People buy into the breaks. They open the boxes, they open the packs, and you get your cards that you buy for your team. This is a unique way to buy into higher end products because packs back in my young age of the early 1980s, $1 was a lot to buy a pack of cards, maybe $1.50 at those times. Packs today, like out of National Treasures, can run you close to $1,000, yet you're getting a hell of a product for it. But breaking is a way to get into this industry. And we will have guests from Top Notch Sports on here. We will have guests from other breaker groups who are interested in coming on. And one thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing live giveaways. That's right. We will be live on YouTube. We will be doing live giveaways. We will have some breakers who are going to be doing it. We will post it on their Facebook channels, on their website channels, and people who are part of their groups will be able to participate. All you have to do is watch. There's nothing. A giveaway is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's free. But to be able to be eligible, you're going to have to be with us here at SIN live when we go on and when we make our announcements for our live giveaways. You're going to have to be live with us and make your comments right away. We will have people manning the chat and manning our Facebook page. So tune in, get ready, because this show is going to show you where baseball cards came from, how to collect today. You have questions? I'm also an appraiser. I've done it for a long time. Questions on your cards, you can send pictures. If you have a show you're interested in, you're looking to buy autographs, you don't know where to go, you can find me on the sportsinsanitynetwork.com, and you can write to us there. Look at our blogs, look at everything. We talk about all facets of sports, but there's going to be a new podcast that's going to be starting. If I'm hoping it's going to be an every week thing, but we're going to get this one out for you. Let you know what to expect. Look for posts on our Facebook page. Subscribe. Let us know you're out there. The next show will be next week, probably with me and an old acquaintance, if I can get him out of his high price job. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening. And if you have questions, you know where to reach me, Mark Old Ups Guy Halpern, or also known as the Knish. Everybody, have a great evening and get ready, because this is going to be fire.